Do the Democrats even think they're going to win? Probably not. I came across this article from James Carville, or about James Carville. It's on Fox News. It says Warren and Sanders don't seem like they're trying to win at this point. Quite frankly, do any of the Democrats seem like they're going to win or trying to win? Bloomberg spending, billions of dollars buying people, as he admitted in the last debate. I bought those politicians. I bought that House seat. I bought this. I bought that. But he's really unlikable. He's a bit of a control freak. And I don't know, kind of like a little lizard man, an emotionless reptile person. But this is the article that caught my attention. James Carville. Warren and Sanders don't seem like they're trying to win at this point. And I know how he feels because I remember when Romney was running for office, that dude was a clown. He ran one of the most idiotic campaigns I've ever seen. I'm not even a politician, and the things he said and did were just idiotic. Dear Lord, who keeps putting him in office? I don't know. But whoever's voting for him, they need to stop or run for office themselves because that dude, Romney, is a bit of an idiot. But then you have Warren and Sanders. So let's see what James Carville has to say. Senators Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren aren't actually trying to win the presidency in November. Democratic strategist James Carville argued on Wednesday. Carville told Morning Joe that Tuesday's debate indicated Warren appeared to be more interested in bashing former New York Mayor Mike Bloomberg than grabbing the party's nomination. Newsflash, she's probably trying to be someone's VP. She was also worried that by attacking Sanders, a fellow progressive who's been leading in polls, she might get primaried in 2024. She's probably going to get primaried anyway. The takeaway is that Elizabeth Warren hates Michael Bloomberg more than she wants to win, he said. He added that Warren's attacks on Bloomberg helped her raise money and may have been intended to help her stay alive longer than the primary seats. Not going to happen. Pocahontas has lied about so many things. Lying is second nature. And she really has nothing to show for it. She's quite unlikable as well. What does she actually have to offer? A transgender child setting national policy by selecting the Secretary of Education? Yeah, that seems like a good idea from a serious adult. But let's continue. Both Sanders and Warren have proposed banning fracking, which, while a controversial practice, has provided substantial revenue to the U.S. economy. That proposal, Carville asserted, showed that Sanders wouldn't win key swing states in the general election, like Pennsylvania. Not to mention, fracking is one of the reasons that the United States is now a net exporter of energy for the first time in forever, and we're energy independent, something a previous administration run by an eternal optimist said could never happen. Bernie Sanders says he's going to ban all fracking, so he's banning any chance of doing anything particular in western and central Pennsylvania. Last time I checked, Florida is a key state. Then you say something nice about Castro, he said, referring to Sanders' defense of Cuban dictator Fidel Castro. Here's the other thing. Sanders, he loves himself some dictatorship. Honeymooned in Russia. Praised breadlines. Praised all the good things communism did. Praised China because they've elevated more people out of poverty, which is not true because most of them are still in poverty. Praised Castro. Praised Venezuela. This guy has never met a socialist hellhole he didn't like. And we're going to see why in a minute. You're not trying to win the election. If you're not trying to win Pennsylvania and you're not trying to win Florida, then maybe Arizona is the answer, he added. But why would you do that? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. You're not going to ban fracking. Castro is dead. Why are you even defending him? He's not trying to win. He's trying to make a point, and that's what scares me. Carville's comments came after he and Sanders traded barbs over the senator's electability. Carville previously said he agrees with Sanders' assessment of him as a political hack, adding that he'd rather be a political hack than a communist like the said senator from Vermont. I'm not an ideologue, Carville reportedly added. I'm not a purist. He thinks it's a pejorative. I kind of like it. At least I'm not a communist. The comments came after Carville denounced the party's move to the left ahead of the New Hampshire primary and likened Sanders' hardcore supporters to a cult, which they are, a bunch of fanatical cultists, just like you would find in, the armies of Che Guevara, Fidel Castro, Mao Zedong, Stalin, Hitler, basically people like that. And Project Veritas has revealed that. But let's see why. I don't think Sanders is going to win because he's a grifter. The dude is a lazy parasite. All right, let's check out his bio. All right, this is why I say all this. He was born in 1941 in New York. He was first elected as a senator in 2006. But in his timeline, check this out. He was born in 1941, 2 months before Pearl Harbor. He graduated from Brooklyn College with a bachelor's degree in 1964. And then he moved to Israel to live on a kibbutz, which is, I believe, like a hippie commune, basically. Upon returning to the United States, he moved to Vermont. He was an anti-war activist. Go figure. Tried to run for governor. Nope. Tried to run for Senate. Nope. 1981, he was elected to mayor of Burlington. So between 1941 and 1981, 40 years, he had no real job. This dude had no job. How was he surviving for 40 years, even assuming he was with his parents until the age of 18? 40 years with no job? Yeah, sounds like an industrious hard worker to me. 1988, Sanders ran for House of Representatives, but lost. 2 years later, he was elected to the body, so 1990. 1991, he takes office. He's a Democratic Socialist, blah, blah, blah. He opposes Bush. He opposes the Republican Party. He's against the war. He's been re-elected 7 times. 2006, he runs for Senate, easily won. He takes the office in 2007. He did a 9-hour filibuster in the Senate. Good on him. Probably the most work he's ever done. Vocal opponent of shutting down the government in 2013. Yep. That's it. 2015 ran for office. He lost. And of course, as soon as Hillary got the nomination, he rolled over. Officially endorsed Clinton, who claimed the party's nomination the previous month. He's not an ideologue. He's a grifter. Of course, she loses, and he writes a book. Good on him. But Bernard Sanders has never actually accomplished anything all the time he's been in office. He's never actually done anything. He's never sacrificed anything. He's never really built anything. Like, Bernie Sanders is the outsider of the Democratic Party, and his entire shtick is, if only I had more power. But if he had power, I don't think he actually has the strength of his convictions to execute what he wants. So he just goes up, he says outrageous things, because he knows he's going to fold. He's going to go to the Democratic convention. It's probably going to get contested. The superdelegates are not going to select him. And for the good of the country, I will support the nominee. Right, because he knows he's just a grifter. And all that campaign money that's been pouring into his PAC, yeah, I wonder where that's going to go. But let's talk about some of the crazy ideas and how Bernie is trying not to get elected. All right, he's got the Green New Deal. He just put this out recently. The $16.3 trillion climate change proposal Bernie is going to introduce will transform our energy system. Okay. And of course, it's always going to create 20 million good-paying union jobs. There are only like 15 million members of unions now. So where are the other 20 million coming from? All right. How is fully paid for? Now, look, not getting too deep into the numbers, right? Reducing national defense spending by 1.25 trillion. Seriously? You want to know what the 2019 budget is for the U.S. military? It's this number, 934 billion. So he wants to reduce spending by the full 2020 budget and another 300 billion on top of that. So not only is he going to reduce defense spending to zero, apparently, he's going to take it in the hole. Like, all right. And of course, 2.3 trillion is coming from the new jobs he's created because, of course, he can guarantee what they're going to get paid because he knows so much about business and creating things. He's going to reduce the need for the federal safety net spending due to the creation of millions of jobs. So that's convenient. So he's magically creating numbers, And he's writing off, because he created magic numbers, $3.6 trillion. No big deal. No big deal. He's going to generate 6.4 trillion from the energy produced. Of course, that's not going to actually get produced for 3 years. So in the meantime, how are we paying for it? I don't know. But how you know this guy's not serious? Let's put it in graphical perspective. All right. This is the Economic Research, Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. It's a real simple graph. This is the real potential gross domestic product, right? So right now, the top of the line as of Q4 2019 was right here. Our real domestic product was $19 trillion. 19 trillion, right? The federal budget was 4.8 trillion. So Bernie Sanders, just to pay for the Green New Deal, wants to quadruple federal spending to almost the entire country's economic output. That would put, 16.5 trillion right around here. So somewhere this clown magically thinks the economy is going to jump up enough that he will be able to spend all this money and people will still be able to live. Unbelievable. And that's not even getting into the left's views on abortion and infanticide and all the other crazy stuff. I'm telling you, Bernie Sanders isn't a serious candidate. Joe Biden is just a joke. He's been a joke since Obama selected him. I'm pretty sure Obama selected the dumbest guy he could find so he would look even smarter. And he found a super winner in Joe Biden, who's very old and folksy, like a senile grandfather. But Joe Biden is not a smart dude. Maybe he was at one point, 30, 40 years ago. Was he like 80? Sweet Lord. And heaven help you if one of these people selects Hillary Clinton as a running mate for some ungodly reason. Man, I don't think Obamacare is going to cover being Clintoned, because your first night in the Oval Office or your first night in the White House is probably going to be your last. You're going to accidentally strangle yourself with you're flossing and you accidentally choke to death on your floss, or you chopped your head off with your dental floss, or you crushed yourself while changing a tire on the presidential limo. Yeah, Hillary wants it, and if she's a running mate, you better hire some private security to protect you. But that's it. Remember to register to vote for your primaries. Take care of each other. Have a good day.